Hey everybody, it's V John with Coach V Fitness and Body by V. My guest this week, he is a doctor of chiropractic, a wellness expert, and the owner of NewEdge Wellness in Kennewick, Washington. I present to you Dr. Christopher Murphy, guys. Thank you, Dr. Chris, and thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm excited to be here with you.
That's awesome, man. So now, Chris, give a little explanation of what you do at your clinic, and what your philosophy and vision is.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically our philosophy is to help people live their fullest God-given potentials through the principles of chiropractic and natural health. And so we work with what are called the 5 foundations. And those include things like function, fitness, food, filter, which is keeping toxins out of our life, and also freedom, which includes really just your state of mind, how you handle stress, freedom in your finances, your spiritual life, your relationships. And when you can put all those things together, then you're going to reach your fullest potential. You're going to be able to overcome disease, prevent disease, and just live an amazing life.
That's amazing. And I know because I go to you to get treated as well, and I've absolutely loved it. And
yeah, your whole family.
Yeah, my whole family. Amanda, my 2 kids, everybody does. And you approach it at a different level as any other chiropractor or anyone else that I've ever been to, whereas you go in and they just pop you and adjust you, and it works. It feels great when you get adjusted, but you take a different approach onto the adjustments. And can you just give a little hint on why is it important on what you do there?
Yeah.
Your level of, or not level, but your technique.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really important to understand, there's really 2 types of chiropractors out there, and not that one is wrong or right. It's just what you're looking to accomplish. And a lot of people think of chiropractic as going in there, being really good at neck pain, back pain, get adjusted, out the door, feeling better, and then you go back again when you hurt. And while that's good for short term, it really long term becomes a really expensive aspirin, right? And so what we really focus on is helping correct the cause of the problem instead of just trying to treat a symptom, really address the underlying issues, and not just the adjustment, but what goes into supporting the adjustment, right? And so there's really 3 stressors in our life that create misalignments in our spine or interference to our nervous system. There's the physical stress, like you might think of being in a computer 8 hours a day, or getting in car accidents, sport injuries at the gym. Then there's also the emotional stress you think of, like having a job, family, kids, right? And there's also the chemical stresses we get exposed to. So foods we put into our body, things we get exposed to, medications that people take. And so when we can address those areas, start to work with the body, use rehab with that as well as the adjustments, and work with that lifestyle, then you're really going to get the long-lasting change. Things are going to actually start to permanently change, and then it's really easy to maintain that, right? Just like you go to the gym, like what your focus is helping people get their fitness. It's like, great, you get people to a point where they've lost the weight, they're in the physical shape that they want to be in. At that point, the hard work is done. Now it's just a matter of maintaining that, and that's a lot easier.
Right. That's good. That's good to hear. And we've very much benefited from your care and all the other chiropractors care that we've been to, because without anybody in your specific field, we would be walking around in a lot of pain. So thank you for all of that.
Absolutely.
Now, my next question is, you are on your feet constantly. Whenever I come into your office, there's a huge line of people doing their corrective exercises before they see you, as well as in the waiting room, just waiting to be helped. And it probably takes a toll on your body as well as recovery-wise. So how important is it for you personally to keep your nutrition levels up as well as your fitness level?
Oh, extremely important. So, I really like to practice what I preach. I think that's really important. And so, if I'm going to take care of myself, my body is my moneymaker, right? So if that goes down, then I'm in trouble. So yeah, absolutely. All those 5 foundations that I talked about are important. And when it comes to the nutrition, super important what we put into our body. My wife and I are very conscious of what we're putting in, and making sure we're supplementing, and it's just part of our routine. It's part of our daily life and our daily habit. And then when we do our exercises, the spinal warm-up exercises I give my patients to do, we do those myself. In fact, I just did those this morning before you came over here today. And so when we work at those things, and I make sure I'm in the gym and I'm keeping myself strong, and then when I'm even adjusting people or working on people, I'm making sure that I have good posture too, because it'd be really easy for me to just have bad posture and slouching over people and things like that. But really important to keep that at the top of mind. And when you can have the nutrition, you have that in play, and you have your exercises and you have your routine to keep your body going, that's huge. It's just like it's become like brushing my teeth, right? Just like we all have those habits, do them every day. Well, these are things I do to keep my body well. And even if I wasn't doing chiropractic, I would still be doing those same routines, because it's just something that keeps you going in general, right? Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. You practice what you preach. Now, speaking of that, you came out with your book recently. It's called The 5 Foundations of Remarkably Healthy People. And this is a pretty darn good book. And I love the different subjects that you cover in this. And can you go a little bit about what the book is about and what your inspiration of your book is?
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to give an easy guide for people to really understand what the 5 foundations were, so they could just start to apply those things into their life. And so, we're very blessed to have that become an international bestseller. But really what it looks at is it breaks down each one of these 5 foundations. And it gives you an understanding of what you can do right now to apply these things into your life. And as you start to apply these things day by day, you just start to build on your health. And it's just like anything. It's like you can't just absorb just a ton of information and then just try to apply it all at once, because you just, you burn out, you get fearful, and you don't know where to start, and then you just don't do anything, which is the worst thing that could happen. So this is a really easy guide on taking them through things they can apply to their life. And as they start to apply those things in their life, they're going to start to get a better understanding of their own body, why they're doing the things they need to be doing. Like, why do I want to take care of my nervous system, right? Or why is it that I want to eat this certain way? Or why is it important that we keep these certain things out of our life because they're toxic to my environment, my family? And then just giving them that foundation, so then they can start to investigate these things more on their own. And then that's why we do other things in our office, like more advanced workshops on certain topics within this book too, so that they can just get even that more vast knowledge as they start to get that foundation to their health. That's
amazing. That's great to hear. Yeah, this is a wonderful book. So, where can somebody find this?
Yeah, so probably the easiest way to find it is just go on Amazon, right? You can get that in digital copy for your Kindle. You can get a hard copy if you want as well. That's probably the easiest way to get that.
That's great. Now, one more question. So, is there any kind of, if you were to give some advice to somebody who really wants to, who doesn't have the time to come in and see you or some other wellness professional or chiropractor, what are some things that somebody out there can do to keep themselves healthy and to somewhat keep themselves healthy and keep going?
Absolutely. So, the biggest thing is, sometimes people just don't have a good doctor or chiropractor that does the types of things they need to do to get that correction. I get that. That's unfortunate. We have people that actually will come up to 2 hours away to come get the help. But in some cases, it just can't happen. And so, the biggest thing is, number one, making sure that if you don't have that foundation to start with your nervous system, at least getting some type of adjustment to maintain is better than nothing, right? Obviously, you want to go to someone that's going to do pre and post x-rays, motion x-rays, so they can figure out where the cause is and start to work on that, implementing rehab and those sort of things. But if you can't get to that, then you definitely would need to skip to the next step of that foundation, which would be the nutrition. The 3 basic things are really easy for people to implement. Cut out the sugar as much as you can, right? Making sure you're staying away from the processed foods. And then the third thing is making sure you're getting lots of good fats into your body, like the avocados, the nuts, the seeds. And then just making sure that you can get in that exercise, right? Minimum standard is 3 times a week, because all the research shows for any kind of combating any disease, people that have less risk of cancer, all these chronic diseases are shown that when you hit that 3 day a week is when you actually start to get the benefit. So if you're doing less than that, you're probably just going to have a lot of sore muscles and not really have a lot of benefit. So those are the simple things you could start doing today.
That's great. Now, if somebody wants to get a hold of you or they want to come visit you at your clinic, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. There's a couple of different things we can do. We can do phone consultations if you're looking more for detox and things. If it's more the chiropractic part of things, but that has to be a in-person thing. So the easiest way is to either go onto our website, which is NewEdgeWellness.com, and that has a lot of our contact information as well. We can set up consultations there, whether it be via phone, Skype, whatever it be, or just in person as well. And then, that's probably the easiest way. Or, you can even call, our phone number at our clinic, which is 509-737-9355, or it's spelled out WELL, W-E-L-L. So that's a pretty easy way too.
Yeah. I never realized that.
Convenient,
actually,
right?
That's pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Now, Dr. Chris, I'll just put my testimony out there. Ever since we started seeing Dr. Chris, we've felt amazing. It's probably the best we've felt, that my whole family has felt in a long time. And when we moved away for the last 6 months to somewhere warmer so we can get out of the winter, we went to our typical chiropractor. He was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But every time we came back,
Mm-hmm.
we always made sure that we would schedule an appointment with Dr. Chris, and we would drive like 20 minutes just to come and see him. So I mean, if you've never seen a chiropractor or a wellness professional, I highly suggest coming and see one, because you never realize how uncomfortable you are until you actually get adjusted and you feel comfortable and you realize I've been missing out. So Dr. Chris, I wanted to say thank you for joining me today and sharing your knowledge
Absolutely.
and what you have. And everybody, go out and get this book. This is a really good book. And so this is Coach V with Body by V, and we'll see you guys next time.